Holy shit, we are live.
We are indeed live. Welcome to the 3-digit World Cup 2021 qualifier results and later the Mappool showcase as well.
Hell yeah. Well, first be going over all the results in detail as well on laser of all the teams, and I guess showcasing also the matchups quickly after that, and then followed up by the Mappool showcase of round of 16. So do we just want to go underway already?
Yeah.
Get it on with.
It.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna start from the lower end. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to Norway, placed 24th. We don't have last year's placings actually.
Yeah, definitely not the best performance from Norway. I suppose they didn't really have that much of a well-rounded roster with only 4 players, and that kind of shows on, well, most mods, I suppose. Very unfortunate, but such is life when 8 teams have to be disqualified. Well, drop out in the qualifiers, rather.
Yeah. Apparently, 64th means they didn't play. But I do remember Norway having 5 people. But I think they were one of the teams last year that had 5 people, and then one of them got screened out, so they couldn't play because it was 5 to 6 players per team.
Yeah, so this year 4 is still allowed, but obviously not an optimal team size.
Yeah, just unfortunate.
I think we should move on then to 23rd, which is the Philippines. Unfortunately for them as well, they only had 4 players, and I guess it showed as well on certain maps where they just placed last place. Surprisingly strong performance on Hard Rock 1, as we can see, 7th, but everything else subpar to say the least.
Yeah, they almost got a triple FC on Hard Rock 1, which is not really unexpected with it being a more consistency-like map.
Yeah, but it's still pretty good, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between being able to do it and actually doing it. So
yeah,
props to them for almost doing that, but unfortunately, just simply not enough to qualify. Moving on, we have Hong Kong.
It's quite a surprise especially if you look at their last year's placing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit of a worse roster than last year. Some people missing perhaps. They did do okay on some maps, such as Nomad 1 or Hard Rock 2, but mostly not very good placings and stuff like Hidden or Nomad 2, Nomad 3.
And they're also from last year. It's definitely a downgrade. I need to find it real quick, but it was way better.
Yeah, a lot. So I think the funny part is that a lot of their very good players are not 3-digit, so either 2-digit or 4-digit. So that 3-digit part kind of out.
Let me send you the message link. Here's the roster. You can check it out yourself as well. We had.
Oh yeah, definitely missing some key factors like Daniel Nizar as well.
And Hibiki I think is 2-digit, but the rest are all 3-digit. Pretty sure.
Still unfortunate. Names such as Daniel Nizar really hit hard when they're not there.
Yeah.
Alright, moving on to 21st seed. We have the Ukraine. Did like slightly better, obviously, than the teams below them. Surprisingly good performance on Nomad 2, but everything else around that 20th-ish spot.
Ukraine, again, one of those countries that doesn't really have the best team they can get.
Yeah. lots of people just not in the range.
Not in range and not signing up as well. However, it was their first time in 3WC, at least from what I'm organizing it.
Yep, can only get better at this point, right? Gotta look at the positives of this.
And they were able to get a full roster on the first time even.
Yeah,
So I can see them playing way better next year. Especially if some people, like new people coming in that may be better, or some older people deciding to sign up as well.
yep, pretty much. Anyway, moving on. C20. It's gonna be Spain. Some pretty good performance actually on Hard Rock. 11 on both. Everything else kind of letting them down. No more than DT, 22nd, and Hidden only slightly better. That Hard Rock performance just simply not enough to get them to qualify.
Same placement as last year as well.
Yeah,
20th again.
kind of funny. I guess you can. There's a consistency there at least. But yeah, I mean, as long I think like their Hard Rock is pretty good actually. Like it's pretty good to get 11th on both, but I think they want to try and get some more experience or just players that can cover the other mods.
Yeah, the problem I can see with some of these smaller countries is that you maybe focus on one, like not have a balanced team roster.
Yeah. Definitely some on countries where like you don't have a wide player choice, like a wide pool of players. It's just you may be very good on one skill set, but you're lacking on others. So in terms of qualifiers, that just kind of tanks your score.
Yeah. Yeah, moving on to the next team on 19.
Yeah, we're getting to the really spicy ones where they almost qualified, but not quite. Yeah, we have Chile here with overall average performances, kind of tanking on Hard Rock, but everything else always just below the qualifier line, kind of like Nomad 17th, Hidden 18th, and DT 19th. I would say also missing perhaps someone like TFG.
Yeah, the funny thing with Chile is all their good players are like 1 digit or 4 digit.
Yeah, it's quite a shame because like they, compared to for example OWC, they have a much better roster there obviously, but right here they're just missing a bunch of players that could really help them out. Notorious tournament players as well, names such as IGN or TFG just come in mind, right? Like that are too low for this rank range.
Yeah, and of course the intercambing method.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunate. I think the Hard Rock was a little bit too much to tank. Anyway, 18th. Getting real spicy here. We have the Czech Republic. Barely qualified last year. This year, unfortunately, not quite enough. They had some pretty good performances a couple maps. Notoriously, Hard Rock 1 and DT2. Everything else, not so good. The Nomad was alright, besides Nomad 2. But I think those 20th and below spots kind of cost them the qualification this year.
Yeah, I want to say this is a bit of a surprise because they did qualify last year and they are, in my opinion, this roster is an upgrade as well.
Yeah,
so that's kind of messed up.
I saw Avenido yesterday kind of own an OMS. Unfortunate that his team didn't make it this time. Maybe next year. I mean, last year it worked out. Maybe this year not quite, but who knows? Maybe next year. And right, we're about to go to seed 17th, which is the last seed that did not qualify.
The team that barely didn't make it.
Yep.
And actually, like barely with the system we're using, because the points were pretty close. We have Argentina.
Yeah. Very, very unfortunate. I think that Nomad one is the thing that strikes the most, because everything else is decent to actually really good. Like 3rd on Nomad 3, 8th on Hidden 1, and even all the others that are like around the average thing. Like they're pretty decent, right? I think that Nomodon actually just cost them the qualification. Like if they had just, I don't know, an extra FC, they would have been in, but unfortunately, just barely not enough.
Yeah, this seems to be more like being able to do certain things in mods. Like you can see tanking Nomad 1 and Nomad 4, but Nomad 2, Nomad 3 being quite decent. And then in Hidden and Hardrock, one score that qualifies top 16 and one score that doesn't. And DT as well, but on edge.
Yeah. I think this one is just like, considering like how close as well seed 17 and seed 16 were, like we're talking 3 points of difference here. Probably just came down to like performance on the day almost. Like any other day could have been different, especially with like their roster. Like their roster has some, Argentina's roster had some pretty good players, some pretty like notorious tournament players as well. So perhaps just coming down to unfortunate misses or just feeling on the day. But alas, everyone from now on will be qualified for the round of 16. So shall we go with seed 16, which I think is one of the surprises on paper?
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises in this list of people that have the countries that passed.
Yeah, but I mean more like the seed that the 16th team is, where I think a lot of other people would have expected them to be much higher.
Yeah.
We're talking about Australia here, barely qualified.
They did get number 1 and number 2 on the hard rock.
Yeah, Hard Rock was definitely a monster performance. First on Hard Rock 1, second on Hard Rock 2, overall first. And then there's everything else.
Yeah,
it's not so good.
15th on Nomad 1 and DT 1, and then like 14th on Hidden 2, and everything else is like not making it basically.
Yeah, I think that was the exact opposite of like some other team, which was really good on one mod and like really well, actually it's the same. They were just really good at Hard Rock.
Spain, but better. Because
Yeah.
Spain also were really good on Hard Rock, and everything else is not enough.
Yeah, I think could probably say this was an underperformance just by looking at the sheer experience and skill you have in this roster. Definitely unexpected, to say the least, I'd say. But well, that Hard Rock performance was just enough to get them over the finish line, at least to qualify. So that's something already.
15. We have a roster that they've had quite a bit of history with 3WC. It will be South Korea. So in the first 3WC in 2019, they actually won. They had a really good roster, and in the grand finals, they pretty much forced USA to forfeit the bracket reset.
Yeah, there was some scheduling issue or something like that, or like players just missing. So after forcing bracket reset, the USA just forfeit. And then last year
they didn't qualify.
Yeah, I think they managed to get better this year, so that's always a good sign. But especially looking at the past years, I think their roster isn't quite as experienced. Like when you go from having Aristi and Karuna, it's kind of hard to recover, right? Like if you lose those players with such caliber, it's kind of hard to get new players that can reach that level. But alas, they did make it through qualifiers, some pretty good performances and stuff like Nomad 2, Nomad 4.
Yeah, a bit more balanced in terms of scores.
Yeah, only really DT, like...
Yeah, DT and Nomad 1 kind of tanking it a little bit.
Yeah, Nomad 1 might have been just, once again, due to the nature of the type of map it is, maybe just the thing of the day, because everything else Nomad was pretty good in comparison. Some notorious tournament players as well in the roster. Maybe not at the caliber of, once again, Aristia and Karuna, but people like Piper or Karcher have some good experience under their belts. So looking forward to how they do it this 3WC.
14th representing our streamer, and with a funny number as well that I don't see. Do you see it?
I don't see it.
Okay, we have Finland.
Yep. Finland, I think, did not participate last year.
No, they did. I think they only had like one sign up.
I see. Well, this year, looking much better in comparison to last year, I guess. With actually really good performances on Nomad, besides Nomad 3. But first on Nomad 2, second Nomad 1. Even 10th on Nomad 4 isn't like nothing to scoff at. The modded picks, not so good for them, but still, above the qualifier line, which is all you really want, really.
Yeah, a trend I'm seeing with all these lower seeded teams, they do really well on, or like at least balanced on a lot of things, and then have one or two little weaknesses that it's quite obvious. Like here we have Hard Rock 1 and DT2, the more consistency like high AR picks.
Yeah, could write it off to nerfs, but they do have some like Freeze. I would say arguably probably the only really top player in the team. Everyone else pretty good, like not really pretty good players, but like not quite top of the top. But decent tournament experience definitely overall. People like Hades, Ataraxia, Hengsley, Jurikek. I think Desku is the only one I don't immediately recognize in terms of tournament experience. So, pretty experienced roster, yeah. Anyway, moving on to seed 13. We have France. Pretty good performance on Hidden and DT, but Hard Rock and Nomad leaving them not quite in the top 10. Yeah,
they was a downgrade from last year in terms of seed. I think the roster is still like just as good, if not a little bit better.
Yeah, but maybe just not doing well on as expected on certain maps, or just not feeling comfortable or whatnot. I think France. I'm not sure if I'm confusing it with OWC, but I think France and OWC had in one tournament had just a massive Hard Rock scores. Not the best this time around, unfortunately. Yeah, OWC second, right?
Yeah. Well, first, if you don't count the USA.
Yeah, true. But I guess the big name missing is probably Vroom, right? Like, I don't think he farmed in time or something. But
I just think he doesn't want to farm.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, Vroom missing obviously puts a big hit on the Hard Rock roster of the team.
Yeah. But still good enough on other aspects. Hidden and DT 7th, notoriously pretty strong overall. But yeah, moving on to 12th. We have Canada. Definitely worse than last year. Last year they placed 4th, but still good enough to qualify. I think they're missing some players. Like I think Azer was actually playing last year.
And last year they had like almost a completely different roster.
Yeah, I think Yummy was playing as well. I think Azer was in. So definitely missing some of the higher caliber players.
I'm pretty sure Canada uses 3WC to test new players, which is why you have a lot of names that you might know, but don't directly correlate to the OWC roster.
Yeah, like names that play tournament, but never really have made OWC up until now, maybe. Who knows, this year. But talking about their performance, there's nothing really that, like, besides Nomad 3, there's nothing really that is, like, very, very bad.
Yeah, 3rd on Nomad 1.
Yeah,
even.
3rd Nomad 1, 5th on Hidden 1, and 6th on DT2. It's pretty decent performances. The average performance is also around 10th always. It's 2 16th places, and then there's that 21st. But seems like pretty balanced roster in terms of skill, I guess. But yeah, 12th, not too bad. Pretty respectable. And let's move on to 11th, where we have China. Curiously enough, same placing as last year. We have some OWC players as well in China, such as like Crystal, MRTXC, I'm a Burger Fox, and my Angel Miko. I think Milk Tea was also playing in OWC, so at least
Crystal kind of plays everything,
Yeah.
including other game modes. So you
yeah,
can
Crystal's just good at everything.
Genophobia, that is.
Is that David Q too?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
so
so
I think
thankful.
this entire roster, just the OWC roster as well, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, we have some pretty good placements on Hard Rock 1, Hidden 2, and Nomad 4. And combined with not so good placements on Nomad 1, Hard Rock 2, and DT2, which just result in this like middle of the bunch type of seed.
Yeah, still good, same as last year. So it's not something to discourage yourself about.
Yeah, I think I don't think they'll be too bummed about an 11th place in the qualifiers. But yeah, moving on to 10th.
Here we have United Kingdom.
Yeah.
My they're kind of, when you hear United Kingdom, you think of like a powerful roster, like the people that got to grand finals in 2019, was it?
I think so. Yeah, but I mean, it is an improvement to last year. I think last year was a little bit disappointing, to be fair to their standards. But
yeah, they haven't been doing the best in the 3-digit scene.
But I think, I think they did pretty well. Like their DT roster is solid. Like, it's a little bit weird to see the Nomad being the weakest mod actually, but everything else was actually pretty good.
Yeah, this year now it's definitely like an improvement already.
I think with
from the higher seed.
Yeah, I think with people such as Kingling, Majori, and Voss with their experience as well as just the evergreen Stonehenge type of player of Doomsday, I think they'll have some pretty good experience going into this bracket stage. But yeah.
Alright, and now into the top 10. There's gonna be a few surprises, I wanna say.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially with the team that's next.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone would have expected this team to be 9th. Yeah, USA 9th. Very interesting. Best hidden performance, but Nick, you wanna say something about that Hard Rock?
I'm honestly not sure what happened there. I was watching the stream, but then I stopped watching the stream.
Yeah, I mean,
I have no idea what was happening.
It was like 5 a.m. for us, I think.
It's
yeah,
I was a bit late.
I would say Hard Rock definitely the reason there. Not as high.
And Nomad 3, they had like really good AC on Nomad 3, with Taquito getting like a 3-100 FC twice, I'm pretty sure.
Apparently, there is a missing result at some point. I'm seeing in chat like Hard Rock 1 they 3-weighted at some point.
Oh yeah, they did. I remember seeing. Juice.
Oh no. Can't wait until USA is now first.
I think even if they did 3-way Hard Rock 1, I do remember seeing that. But that should not make that big of a difference, as there were multiple teams that did 3-way Hard Rock 1. We will carry on with this for now.
Yeah,
the results as they are, and we'll fix them later. They won't be too big. They won't make too big of a difference.
Yeah, I think probably. I mean, if that's true, USA will probably just go up a couple seeds, and it won't be as much of an eye opener.
It should be an easy fix, actually.
Yeah, we'll just carry on with the results. Just expect slightly different seeding, I suppose, and some teams.
I'm
But,
fairly
yeah.
certain there shouldn't be any change. Yeah.
Shall we just wait then until Shadows fixes real quick, or what is the play?
Alright, well, it's fixed already. So the United States did get number 2. They did not get first. No, overall.
They just go from 9th to 2nd.
But the rest of the countries did not change.
Okay, so it's just like everyone moves down one spot and the USA goes. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, I guess to an extent this is not the biggest change. Yeah.
We can just continue, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess Hard Rock not as bad. Still probably
Yeah, they got 2nd on Hard Rock 1 and this is 7th on Hard Rock 2.
Okay, got a little bit scared there. But yeah, I guess it would have been a bit too surprising if.
And 2nd on Nomad 3.
Yeah. A little bit of trolling here, for sure.
We do a bit of trolling.
With a mass amount of trolling, actually. Anyway, yeah, I guess USA on 2nd. That's more like it, pretty much. But yeah, Hidden first, Nomad probably slightly better now. They got a little bit better on Nomad 3.
I think we might actually be able to get the reordering stream.
Holy shit! Now that is quite something. Minor.
Happens.
Yeah, happens to the best, I suppose. Well, at least got pointed out now, right? Like better now than later.
Yeah. I mean, I did already make the schedules last night before I went to bed, but.
Ah man, nice. Just putting a couple of numbers in a sheet in it.
I mean, yeah. Do we have an ETA? One minute. Okay, what do we say for 1 minute?
Let's talk about our sleep schedules. I went to bed at almost 3:30 a.m.
Oh, I went to bed at 6 a.m. A bit later. Even.
Yeah, I saw the messages you sent me.
That's why I said good morning. Because
yeah, good morning. It's 6 a.m.
6:30. Here are the results. Wait, no, it was 5:30.
Good morning. It's 6 a.m. Here's the results. I'm going to bed. Good night.
The results and the pool will be on the sheet after the live stream. We'll be fixing our technical difficulties.
The minor technical difficulties.
Minor.
Let's be precise. But yeah, a small amount of trolling was done with the results, so just bear with us until. All right.
Oh, here we go. Back to the 10th seed.
Yeah, UK. I think probably not much has changed. Anyway, let's move up to the actual 9th this time. Now USA is slightly more up top, and it is Japan. Japan with the first place on Hidden 2. Hidden 1 not so good. Nomad Pool definitely the worst. 2 18th seeds, 18th places rather. Everything else pretty good, I'd say.
And Japan is a strong roster.
Yeah,
but they just didn't have one last year, so it's pretty nice to see them joining up this year.
Yeah, they joined and they already got top 10th, so that's a pretty good placing. I think I gotta give a shout out to my boy Webb, the biggest Haga fanboy I know. But yeah, Haga, I think one of the names that usually doesn't play tournament, but is incredibly notorious for his skills.
He's a mouse X player that farms insane diffs with DT for number one spots.
Pretty much, and I think everyone else has their decent tournament experience, their share of decent tournament experience. I think I would say Haga probably the only one that's not like notoriously a tournament player. Like probably does well in tournaments. I think he played some of the maps and did pretty well. But yeah, names like Delis, Eiger, Kon Kon, Kinakon, and Hyphen, just like definitely got some experience.
And just unfortunate that one of their players that was actually going to be the captain of the roster initially, but then decayed out of range and didn't farm Rollpan.
Oh yeah, Rollpan. I think.
Oh, what's happening?
Minor technical difficulties once again.
We're restarting one more time.
I see. But
yeah, Rollpan was gonna be the captain of the roster, but he just let himself decay, and
I think it was just like last or second last day where he like fell out of the range and just didn't I'm gonna say didn't bother, but maybe he tried, just couldn't make it.
Pretty sure there was a ping, so he just didn't bother.
That's fair.
Happens.
Yep. Probably would have been a decent addition, but even without Rollpan, I think this roster is just pretty solid overall. Like there's barely any weaknesses. Yeah, we'll just wait a little bit until the further minor technical difficulties will be resolved.
So there's gonna be a quick restart, Mr. Streamer.
Mr. Broadcaster.
Well, it is the laser client we're talking about.
That is true.
Oh, there we go.
Lovely stuff.
Unfortunately, the scores did not refresh. I can already see that because Japan should be 5th on DT 2.
Yeah, right.
And second on Hidden 1.
Yeah.
Hidden 2, I mean.
Well, it's still more or less accurate, but I think as long as the actual seeds are accurate, it's probably fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Just still gives us an idea what the teams are good and bad at. So, with that being resolved, we want to move on to the 8th.
The top half of the bracket.
It is Sweden with first place on Nomad 1. Fucking aim players.
Aim players.
Yep. Nomad definitely their strong mod. Everything else decent, but more or less average. Hard Rock 1, the one with the biggest discrepancy, with Hard Rock 1 being 4th and Hard Rock 2 being 17th. But still, like, ends up just being like 9th, which is pretty decent actually.
Yeah.
I think mainly missing a Reed Cat in this roster. I think he was playing last year, but this year he just could not decay in time. I have been told that he really tried and then just kind of gave up.
Yeah, last year I think there's Octagon and Reed Cat missing, if I'm seeing this correctly.
But I think
the rest are all the same.
Yeah, the roster core is still pretty good. They have a pretty good team, but I think that that Reed Cat factor might actually come into play. But still, actually better seeding than last year, so maybe I'm just talking bullshit. Who knows? Yeah, 8th place, pretty respectable.
Top half, not bad.
Yeah. Right.
And now, the rest of the top 8 are pretty much... Well, their order, I would say, is not that expected. However, it is all the countries that everyone would expect to be in the top 8. And it's going to start off with Russia.
Hell yeah, Russia, a little bit worse than last year. They got 1st, and now they got 7th. But still, 7th is still pretty good. It's very, very good Nomad performances. They're Hidden and Hard Rock, though, taking definitely tanking that seed. DT 4th, still pretty good, but definitely looking at that Hidden Hard Rock, all 17th and 15th.
Yeah, still both in the like qualifying, like top 16, but obviously at the lower end of it, 14th to 16th.
Yeah, it's a little bit surprising considering their performance last year. I think they're missing Talala, or like compared to last year. I think they don't have Talala and I think Asha. Although I may be misremembering.
I do remember last year Zin was gonna be on the roster, but he got screened out. But that's the only thing I remember with the roster. I don't remember anything else.
Yeah. But well, Nomad, really, really solid overall. Getting them that first. Or at least according to this graphic. Maybe it's second. Maybe the USS first. Who knows? Either way, you have some very, very notorious names. Just people like Okinator and Red Pixel, right? The classic Russian OWC, 3WC, whatever WC players. But yeah. Pretty good placing. Not as good as last year, but still respectable to say at least.
Respectable.
Moving on to the 6th seed. It's gonna be Countryless. Which is,
obviously a new addition to 3WC.
Yeah, it is, for those who are not aware, it's all the countries that had 3 or less signups, and the rule was just that the roster was meant to be, they only could have 1 player of each of the countries, so you couldn't have 2 players from one country.
Yeah, obviously the biggest country like that you think of when you hear countryless this year is Indonesia. With them have Rexys and Cres were both big contenders for countryless, but obviously you can't have both.
Yeah, it's also a thing where like if Indonesia had a roster, they would have had a pretty damn good roster with names such as Ro, Kraz, Skydiver, just like really, really strong tournament players, but so it appears they just couldn't get a roster, so they have been put into countryless. But yeah, 6th still, it's really good. But then again, you look at the names, you see people like Sigi, Kraz, Blazing, GS Blank, and Hami as well. It's just like this. Those are really good players that usually can't get at a 3WC team, but with this countryless edition, they can finally showcase their skill, and it seems like they did, very much so even.
Yeah, Cresp is the only person from a country that even has more than 3 or 4 3 digits, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and looking at the results they had, it's only really DT that's letting them down. Everything else is like really, really solid actually. Some minor slip-ups like Hard Rock 1 or Nomad 3, but that's just those things are just ironed out by the fact they're just solid on everything else. Obviously not DT that much, but literally everything else, yeah. Yeah, we would like to move on to the 5th seed then, which is gonna be Germany. Much better placing than last year.
Yeah, definitely a big improvement on the roster. Last year they barely had any signups.
Yeah, and we see the classic German Hidden kind of tanking the score, but everything else rock solid. Like Hard Rock 3rd, DT 2nd, even Nomad, which isn't that good, is still really, really good. I would say a lot more experience in terms of tournament compared to last year.
Yeah, being able to fill in the more because the 4 players from last year, I think, Halo, Rising, Kyun, and FX, but then their last 2 players, they were just not up to par with everyone else in the 3-digit World Cup. Well, this year we have Kriller, who's been showing up a lot in tournaments recently and popping off, honestly.
Yeah,
and then also
HC resident Zoom player. Yeah,
yeah,
I think
little Zoomer
just adds very much to this roster. Adds that consistency, or, well, doesn't add that much on hidden, it seems, but that's okay. You can just ban hidden, right? Because everything else looking really good.
Hidden 2 not even being that shabby.
Yep, I think it's just a hidden one, really. Just a classic lawyer ban in it,
Yeah.
as we know it from OWC as well. But yeah, much of an improvement compared to last year, definitely. Looking forward to their performance this year. Moving on to the 4th place, which is Brazil. Improvement from last year as well.
In terms of qualifiers, yes, from last year. However, they ended up finishing 2nd in the bracket, losing to the United States in a very heated grand finals.
Yeah, they did force bracket reset as well.
But
maybe.
Unfortunately, for the people that didn't know, last year they only played with 4 players. They did have a 6-man roster. However, 2 of their players did not show up to any of the matches.
Is this a Sanjalif Torneo moment?
Perhaps it may be.
But yeah, this team, I think I would say probably just straight up an improvement, simply because I hope people will show up this time, so they actually have 6 players in the roster. But even just look at the names, like the new additions of Defons, Novato, and Luis are just like really good players that can just fill up those niches that perhaps last year were just straight up missing, simply because they had to play with 4 players.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Asterisk, who was one of their main. Well, everyone was their core member last year because 3 players, 4.
Yeah. And looking at the performance, a bit surprised that DT isn't that good, but and Nomad, I guess a little bit lacking, but Hidden and Hardock just very good. But overall, still extremely solid, netting them that 4th place.
And now for the team that I saw a lot in chat being asked for. In 3rd place, we do have Poland.
Hell yeah. Poland just very much improved from last year as well, from 10th to 3rd.
And really high placements on every map.
Yeah, like
Nomad 2 and Hardock 1.
Yeah, but even then, like the overall ranks on those mods are still respectable, to say the least. Like the lowest is Hardock at 6th place, and if your lowest is 6th place, like that's pretty good. What the hell?
Obviously, there will be some. We did also see some 4 digits already, but obviously these are more recent ranks. Well, they only had to be in the rank range when signups closed.
Yeah, like very solid performance. I think everyone knows, pretty much everyone at this point in the Poland roster. There's no need to introductions. Shoutouts to Wobwoof Wolf, who's still playing somehow after a couple decades of playing this game. pretty
Just a fun game.
Yeah, moving on to seed number 2. I think we all know who that is already, because it's really mentioned. Yeah, updated ranks, super solid still. Like Hardock not looking that bad anymore.
Yeah, not that bad anymore now.
just 4th, yeah. Pretty shit.
Ignore the no seed on the.
Yeah. Has to still be fixed, but yeah, this is the correct one. Seed 2, USA, probably within expectations, right? Just very good at everything. I think that Hardock scared me a little bit, but now that the qualifier results are updated, it does really make sense. When you just look at that roster, it's just like, oh, there's actually only good players in here.
It is a little bit of an experimental roster, because you see Wowie is not an OWC player, and Fleslin and Taquito both are kind of new in terms of World Cup rosters.
Yeah. But you still have that experience of Habib, Xsearch, and Apraxia just there, you know?
Yeah, that core roster. And obviously Wowie, even though he's not really making it in World Cup rosters, like OWC,
I mean, he made it.
He does play 3WC. Picture he played. He's been on every year.
He did play last year. Definitely had some big performances as well. I remember The one half slash map in Hidden as well, where he was like 500k, everyone else was like 250k. Pretty solid stuff. But yeah, like every player in this roster, it's just really, really good, and just says something if some of these players don't make OWC, just how many players the USA has, right? And yeah, the one team that's missing, first seed. If you've paid attention, you know it's Taiwan. Some might say it's a bit of a improvement, a bit of a surprise. But then again, you look at this roster. Can you say you're surprised? Like, really, really only solid players in this roster, like tournament tanks, right? And it reflects on the placings when you have Hard Rock 4th as your worst. Yeah, Flask, Zane, Ryzer, Shield, GFMRT, Dazzlewind. Really, really, really solid roster.
Quite funny that the lowest placement on a map is on the Flask map, Nomad 1. The map, their captain map.
Yeah, it's quite funny actually. When you play your own map, that's a moment. But yeah, first seed improvement from second last year, and we'll see how that goes. I guess that's all the seeds. Probably want to look at the matchups, though I guess they have to be fixed because of the USA seeding.
They should already be fixed on the sheet because it's automatic. But so if Deuce has something ready to show it, then yeah, we can go ahead and talk a bit about it.
But yeah,
we have first matchup is Taiwan Australia.
That's
also
not a matchup you'd expect in round of 16 already, right?
Not really.
A little bit scary to think about.
Especially considering Australia was expected to be a higher seed.
Yeah, definitely. Australia did a little bit of trolling in the qualifiers. But yeah.
I'm gonna quickly remove the time.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to see the matchups on sheet as well soon. On stream.
Yep, give us some time and...
They haven't changed on my end. Maybe it's a Google cache. Just randomly seeing Japan USA still being a matchup.
Oh yeah. Imagine you place above the USA in qualifiers and you just have to play them.
Yeah, that was originally going to be the matchup with USA being 9.
Yeah. Would have been quite funny to see.
There we go, now it's changed.
Lovely stuff.
Second matchup being Sweden-Japan.
Oh yeah, that's also a pretty interesting match.
And then Brazil-Finland. I think that's a classic.
I think that was in OWC actually.
Yeah. Germany-China. That should be a good.
Also in OWC, I think.
I think every match is here good. Like there's just so little matches because of it going straight into the round of 16 that every match is very good.
Yeah, well, like I mean, all the teams that qualified have their fair share of good players. So
we will have a rematch of the 3WC 2019 Grand Finals with USA South Korea.
Oh.
And quickly the last few: Russia, UK, Poland, France, and Countryless versus Canada.
Looking like some spicy matches all around, really. Like there's no match where you think, oh, that's just gonna be a roll, right? It's gonna be uninteresting.
And maybe some matches a clear winner, but still gonna be a close match.
Yeah, especially because it's still round of 16, so the polls aren't super hard. So you can expect multiple FCs from every team, pretty much.
And after a quick mention of these matchups, we should be going into the round of 16 Mappool showcase. See the pool that
these overlays are really, really good. I like them all.
Me too. But we put all the budget into the actual laser client.
I think the column 2 really adds to it, I'm not gonna lie. Just a nice touch there. Yeah.
I instantly into the normal one.
My god, this is a normal one.
This is a normal one.
This is a normal one. Right. Shall we get... Oh, okay. I guess so this just killed the Discord stream. Lovely.
No,
now we have sound as well.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is, I would say, a classic No Mode 1.
Originally, this pool was going to be a little bit easier because the qualifier pool was meant to be a bit more towards
Yeah, but I would say like even with double checking everything, I don't think there's gonna be one bad matchup because it's just like so many good countries playing against each other. But yeah, moving on, number 2. stream chart. I think this was custom mapped for a Taiwan tournament at some point.
Yeah, it was in like 2 different Taiwanese tournaments.
Yeah, just a very straightforward stream map. Like, I think just like streams and streams and streams and streams.
Yeah, a bit on the low end. It's 180 BPM if I remember correctly, or 185. However, the streams are a bit on the longer side.
Yeah, there's
some more space streams like this one occasionally.
Yeah, the middle has some more spacier streams, but everything else should be fairly comfortable. And even those space streams aren't like a huge issue. Just flow in, and well, I don't think any player will struggle with the stamina on this.
It's just a pretty normal map. There's like nothing. Nothing strange.
It is custom map for a tournament, right? So it's gonna be catered to the needs of a normal 2 in tournaments, where you wanna have minimal jumps and just pure flowing stream. If this was like a lower range, I would say some people might have trouble on the stamina, but considering this is 3WC, I would not expect people to struggle on that department.
It's perfect for a first round number 2.
Yeah. Does the job. Does what you expect from a number 2 really.
Some nice infinity sign streams.
Oh yeah.
My favorite.
Love to farm those, man. Moving on to number 3.
Number 39.
What the fuck? My replay.
Venti Alt.
Oh wait. Oh, it's from a tournament. So actually, this was from like before there was the thing that fixed it, but there was a V2 score on this. But since it's not a tournament, it just kind of bugged out, and now it's V1. It's not even V1. It's actually from a tournament. But oh well.
It's funny also, folks. We have another V1 replay because we couldn't get a replay in time, despite being spam pinging. So, yeah, enjoy the V1 replay. 2 V1 replays this week.
Hey man, this wasn't even V1. Outrageous. Slander. But yeah, this is PKK alt mapping, so like just about what you expect from it. Slightly on the longer side than the normal pool as well, with 330-ish.
330, not the end of the world, obviously. I think there's also a skip at the start, if I remember correctly.
It's the end of the world. This pull sucks too long.
Unlucky. A little bit of spaced patterns every now and then.
Yeah, it's mostly the flow aim on those like spaced patterns. I guess there is some snapping a little bit to an extent, but it really should be just like very comfortable ults. Type of map where you either just SS or just keep missing on some silly patterns.
I think every pattern in this could be considered silly, like that spaced 5 nodes.
Yeah. And for me in particular, it's like once you're in the groove of the ult map, it's super comfortable, but like to get in there is sometimes hard.
And it can be quite focused.
Yeah, but like once you're in the vibe, it's like it just flows naturally.
There's slider jumps, ain't that?
Fuck, number 1 in my number 3.
Slider jumps, it's a deck map.
True.
Personally, I believe this map is also a bit on the easier side of the round of 16 pools. So I am expecting a bit higher scores, however, it is a map where you can mess up really easily.
Yeah, I think especially because this is a little bit long, it's like one miss will just kill your score. Even though I think some people might consider this on the easier side. They're like, oh, you miss in the middle, I guess you get 500k. Unlucky. Yeah, as you can see, it was score v2, but funny tournament replay bug.
Damn, the yak went down.
Strange. How's that work? Yeah. Moving on to the mod 4.
We do have. This was. I think the top diff of this was OWC custom or qualifiers.
Yeah, I think so. This one is another diff.
Yeah, this is a low diff by copy.
Has my approval. Copy map. Yeah, this one has funny sliders, some doubles, decent amount of field control needed.
Yeah, don't let the lower. I think this is the lowest SR apart from normal hidden 3.
Sorry to disappoint you, Zidern, but I am not pulling.
Mente is only my commentating and playtesting slate.
Hell yeah. Got the shackles on.
Some funny sliders here that, as you can see from the cursor movement, you need some pretty whack movement, but you can also cheese them.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously if you cheese them, you get some funny hundreds.
And I think it's a bit easier to break actually if you cheese.
Yeah, I think
you're not aiming the sliders as intended, so your brain might go funny.
The sliders also get like more intense in the second half, like they just go faster. So, and they are a bit more rhythmically challenging as well. So it might be harder to actually follow the rhythm if you're just cheesing the sliders. Pretty solid tech map though overall, like has all the funny things you'd want in a tech map. Hey, look, the mapper's in chat.
Unlucky mapper flaming the players.
Love to see it. Oh, nice fucking star spin, what the hell?
Thanks, anonymous replayer that goes by the name of Yumemi Riamu.
Yeah, number 5. Also, known to some, perhaps. Oh, Shadu's nice score there.
Yeah, something I wanna do a lot, like more, is have. If I'm gonna take an OWC map, not use it in the exact same slot. This was map for free mode, but in my opinion, the circle size is the circles are small enough for this to be a fine map for an all mod.
Yeah, some people actually find trouble with having bigger circles. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, but these are small enough, like big enough. I'm not sure how you would call that. It shouldn't pose any trouble. No real reading difficulties because of the big circles.
Definitely has the speed requirement needed. And it's not just streams, so yes, there's some variety to it, I guess.
And not just not a brain dead stream map. Obviously, some speed required, like in this part.
I think this is the type of map that a lot of players will find a little bit too easy in solo, but in match it's always like a bit more scary to play this type of map.
Obviously, also a bit on the lower end of BPMs for a normal 5, but it is the first round. It is the first time there's a normal 5 in the pool in the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first round. Although, I guess in qualifiers there wasn't one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and now for a little announcement. So on the forum post, the pool sizes are wrong. I did a bit of. It was pointed out the other day in playtesting. Apparently, the pool size was not enough for a full best of 11 with 2 bands. So we increased every pool to be the same. So now we're going into no mod 6 instead of the expected hidden one. Last minute replay by Yume Miriamu.
Oh, this map hard. I think this might be very uncomfortable for some players. Oh yeah, I know personally Coach hates this map, so tough map.
Anti-Sweden pool?
Sweden pool.
A little secret that I was told by, well, not exactly the mapper, but in correlation to making the map. This is just 240 BPM single taps.
Yeah, I think
you don't have to ult.
I think a lot of people will ultimately resort to single tapping this because alternating this is actually not too easy. Whereas if you have the speed to single tap to 40, this is actually not too bad. AR 8.5, so on the lower end of stuff. Oh, I remember the good times. For the bad times, this used to be unsounded. I think Dada actually got KTG-ster to It Sounded.
Yeah, we were originally planning to put it in my Winter Cup, but then we ended up deciding against it.
Yeah.
Just couldn't fit it in any of the pools with the difficulty and with the length of the map.
Yeah, the map is quite long. It's like almost 4 minutes.
It's just over 4 minutes in total time.
Yeah.
Maybe under with the rain.
Yeah. I think it's under with the rain. But yeah, I think a lot of people will resort to just having their faster players just single tap this and maybe Gamma. Yeah, I think it's a lot more comfortable if you can single tap it.
Oh, definitely. Maybe some of the longer patterns, not like the one we had right before, that little stack pattern.
Yeah, it's still doable, right? For some players of certain caliber. Especially if you look at some of the rosters, it's like 240 single tap is like easy for them.
Speed players.
Speed players, when they see a map below 400 BPM, holy shit, this is single tappable.
That might be tough to single tap, actually.
Yeah, that is true. And the longer patterns are obviously a bit more a problem.
Make sure not to misread those sliders that are on top of each other.
There are some harder patterns on the map, right? Speaking is hard, but I think the main reason I think that it's gonna be like slightly lower scores in this is just because it's long. It's like 4 minutes, and it's just you miss once and it's just like, oh, 500k, very cool.
And obviously it's also not really like a thing you are used to seeing in Number 6 now. Like those really messed up rhythm maps.
Yeah, I think this is still pretty viable for a Number 6. It's just like a gimmick, but
Yeah,
it's
just a
not
bit
the gimmick
different.
that everyone's been using as of late.
And now with the nomads out of the way, we have Hidden One. A classic.
Hell yeah. 210 BPM, Hidden One. AR not quite 9, but still, I guess, lower than you'd expect for a 210 BPM map, so there's a certain degree of density to it.
This was a last-minute change because the hidden pool is a bit on the lengthier side overall, and used to be even lengthier with a 4-minute hidden one.
Ah, right. So you just decided, yeah, okay, let's make it a little bit shorter. Let's not.
Yeah, we had to.
Understandable.
And something funny we found last night is in this map set, every difficulty is a bit like gimmicky, like this one, like not exactly consistency, except for the top diff. The top diff is just a fun map.
Yeah. I mean, it is still consistency purely because it's like just aimy and long, but it's just not like farm type of consistency in that sense.
And like those slider into circle alternating.
Yeah, obviously it might trip up some of the people who are not that comfortable with this type of map. But I think most players that play Hidden in this tournament should not really struggle, and in fact, if anything, just have like shit misses, if not FC. Good song.
I think the only maps we found last night to replace the hidden one were both streaming hard. However, the other one was the Soraru cover, which in my opinion is worse. So as soon as we saw that this map as soon as we saw that this map was fine, we didn't even look at the Soraru version. We just put this one in. Just a better cover.
Objectively better cover. Yeah, just a nice, slightly quirky hidden one.
Quirky consistency.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Fancy Lad, actually, for the last minute replay. Kinda.
Yeah, I think they all posted them all like this morning.
Yeah, this and Hidden 2, which we're gonna see right now, they were both done right as I changed the maps last night before going to bed.
Yeah, this one, the more tackier, altier. It's like the perfect hub map for Hidden, where it's just like, it's not tech enough to put in number 3, it's not alt enough to put it, oh well, in my case, right? But in here, it's not alt enough to put in number 3, not tech enough to put in number 4, so, but it's perfect for Hidden.
Yeah, maps that you're like, oh, this has too many streams for normal tech map, or this is too much alt for normal tech map. That's just perfect for this, like flowing, focused with some funny sliders.
Yeah. Livia map.
I think a lot of, if not all Livia maps that are this popular fall under that category actually.
Yeah, or it's like you put it in tech, it's kind of because it tests more stuff than just like what you'd expect in tech, and it's obviously like not like straightforward as the ult map you'd like to have in your ult. So it definitely those are maps that I would say definitely shine the most when they're put in a mod pool. Pretty sure this could also work in like hard rock on a later stage. Just very good at what it does in the respective mod pools, but also works very well in hidden. It makes some of these patterns a lot harder.
And especially these cut patterns and the more spaced patterns that are already spaced on like no mod / hidden.
Yeah. Just makes them very much harder to play comfortably. I think I'm expecting as well lower scores in this one too, because it's quite long and it's like, you know, this techie ulti style. It's pretty easy to just miss on like a cut stream or something.
And this was also originally in the next pool, in the quarterfinals pool. However,
yeah, I made it
some
harder.
playtesting. Yeah, we did. I did make the this pool, the under 16 pool, a bit harder, and also the map that was originally in was easier in both cases. So we thought this would be just the best and easiest goal to make. Just dump this map over here, shift a little bit around.
Yeah, so it might be a little bit hard, but it still would be too easy for next pool. Makes sense.
Some more aim needed on the second part, like snappy aim compared to the low aim needed before.
Yeah, so true Olivia fashion just kind of tests everything in one map.
All it is indeed, like just certified banger.
Yeah. It's funny enough, it reminds me of Libertas, where the second half is a lot more aimy than the first one. Like from Livia as well. As you can see, definitely lengthy map, and if I remember correctly, Hidden 3 is also relatively long.
Yeah, Hidden 3 is the longest actually of the three.
But yeah, understandable. Oh, it's this map, right? Oh, it's the hidden one. It's the SV1 replay. Oh, this one.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one decided to show up to play this map. So I just joined a V1 replay.
This one has the funny pattern. I remember this one from Tar.
I think the entire map is a bit of a funny pattern.
True, literal 5k. I've seen this.
I wouldn't know. No, none of my playtesters said anything about that.
Hehe.
Also, the first VTuber map of the pool. Spoiler, there's more.
Oh no. Yeah, I think this is also a map where some people might find it too easy and some people are like, this is fucking impossible.
Yeah, I got like 300k on this site read when I was testing it.
Yeah, I think it's like, it's easy to combo, but it's also just easy to miss and just like misread something real quick. And it's just like, oh, I guess I'll just half my score. Oh yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I think for people who don't know this map, it's gonna be great when they get to the funny part.
And it's not that bad, but then again,
I mean, it's I think
feedback in my Winter Cup. I did notice that my reading is a bit above normal.
It's just like, I think if you see the pattern for the first time, which I'm sure people will be like, what the fuck's going on here? But I think with practice it can definitely like
learned. With practice, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I think
it's
the
a
first,
really easy map.
I think the first time you see it, it's just like, what's going on here? What do you think, Nick? How many people don't know this map in chat?
A lot.
Alright. I'm gonna be excited.
Now I want to see some DT scores on this. It's AR8. Come on, people.
True. Shout out Ataga. Oh, there it is. Oh, I love to see it, really. Let's learn how to count.
It's a funny pattern, but just look at the numbers.
Yeah. Just count, bro.
Yeah, I can see in chat like one guy says it's easy, and then right after, what the?
Yeah, it's like if you know, if you can read it, it's just like, oh, I'm just following numbers, and if you can't, it's just like, I'm just lost child in the woods.
It's like the most one-sided map if you can actually play the AR8.
Yeah, I feel like in a certain way, it's similar to like DT stamina maps. Like, if you're above the threshold, it's like it's easy. If you're below, it's just like, oh, enjoy getting 200k. But yeah, like only I think a little bit. It's just that all the hidden maps are a bit long, but in terms of skill set, looking mighty fine, I think. Moving on to Hard Rock.
Other than this map, Hard Rock 1, I picture every map is about 230 or less.
Yeah, I think as long as like the rest of the pool is a little bit on the shorter side, it's not a huge issue anyway.
Yeah, I was trying to change it, but I couldn't find any maps that would fit, and obviously like the rest of the pool is also like just balancing it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not an issue then, right? This is just part of consistency.
A bit streamier than Nomad 1, as it should be.
Yeah.
Just a little bit higher. No, it's 198, assuming there's no BPM changes.
I don't think this song, like, just from memory, I don't think this song has any like crazy rhythm changes, so it should stay that way. But yeah, a little bit, got a little bit more burst, so just differentiated from the Nomad 1.
As it should be, not just straight up Nomad 1 in Hard Rock.
Nomad 1, but AR10 OD10.
For some reason I do remember this having some BPM changes. I'm gonna double check it.
Go for it.
It doesn't. Maybe the ranked one does, that has better timing.
Maybe.
Yeah, this 198 all the way throughout.
I mean, it is. I'm pretty sure this is like an anime OP, right? So.
Oh yeah, not the full version.
Yeah. So it's likely just gonna stay the same type of beat. Yeah, not much else to say about it. It's just got that slightly burstier aspect to it, but overall, it's just a very normal Hard Rock one. comfy song as well.
Yeah, one of those anime songs that would that does appeal to a bit of bigger audience than just anime watchers, AMQ addicts.
Yeah. I think the set that most people will know is the Kotachi one, probably. I think this one is not as known.
Yeah, the Kotachi set, I've seen it like in a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, I think 4WC also featured it. At least that's where I remember it the most from.
Yeah.
Oh, Leo FLT is dropping some knowledge in chat. I was not aware of that.
I was, but I don't care.
I have no idea. I just assumed it was an anime OP. Yeah, moving on to Hard Rock 2. And the more, as you can see from the act, probably the more finger control-y, ulty.
The left-hand man.
Yeah. Still obviously some aim to an extent, but I think left hand being more the focus here.
Yeah, this is the type of map that Ack will be the difference maker in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Obviously a lot of missed potential regardless of that. Especially because of it being hard dog. So
Yeah.
circles being smaller and everything. And I think that the aim is a bit snappy on this. So it is on the hard. It is harder to act than a normal.
Oh yeah, obviously, right? Just a couple rhythm changes here and there to trip you up. And I guess this like BPM isn't the most comfortable to act on hard rock either.
Yeah, 135.
270 single pass.
True. Obviously, also this is a ranked set, not as unhinged as the mellow one that's low.
Oh yeah.
I think the mellow one would be too hard for any pool.
Probably. But yeah, this it still has a decent bit of aim, right? But there's definitely some focus on the left hand. Especially that pattern. I guess it's at the end, but still. It's a cut version, so it is 150, 140. So I don't want a full version song, which is nice. But yeah, moving on to Hard Rock 3. Oh yeah, I know this map.
Yeah, we have a bit of history with this.
This is the small circles map.
And there's a bunch of these little 1-1 slider jumps that are quite really awkward to hit, but they are kind of easy on paper. It's just really awkward on like hard rock and 6.5 with their
And then you just include tournament nerves or whatever, and it's just like, oh, guess I just slider broke. A little bit of finger control section there, but shouldn't be too problematic for most of the players. I think this is simply because it's also just like a precision trick, right? You think this is a bit easier for the pull, but like in tournament it's probably gonna be fine. But I think that's just generally always the case with precision, where it's like, oh, I kind of seen solo and then you get 400k because you're just nervous. And the same slightly. And with precision, that is deadly. But yeah, I think the funny spiders also repeat at the end, so if you haven't broken at them at the start, don't break them at the end either.
I think that's a little bit more spaced, actually.
Oh, the jumps.
The sliders here, yeah.
Yeah, they look like the same spacing to me, but maybe it just looked like that from the replay.
Perhaps.
Hey, why didn't you use the Minato Aqua cover of this, actually? Come on, man.
Well, unlucky.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Moving on to DT1.
Instead we have DT1 for Minato Aqua.
Oh, alright. Haha.
Haha.
Funny VTuber map. I think this is about as DT1 as it gets.
And not much to say about it, just some comfy, bit on the easier side, in my opinion as well. Just maybe just like I think this is harder than the Qualifiers DT2. However, it is still on the easy side.
Yeah, probably. I think it's simply because so many people are super comfortable with just DT1-esque maps that are in tournaments. Would argue even that more people find this comfortable than Nomad 1, because it's just fast.
Higher AR and short as well.
Yeah. In true anime style VT1, it has the classic end spike, but stays consistent overall. I think a lot of people will be comfortable with this type of map. It will probably be picked often as well.
Yeah, it might be a banner pick. Like if you have a
high participation rate.
If you don't have two players that can consistently FC it, then it might be a pick. It might be a ban most of the time.
And if you have an unhinged DT roster, it's just like the pick alongside the other DTs.
A few more bursts here. It's not just a pure aim map. You do need some speed. You can't just cheese it by ulting the entire map.
A little bit of finger. Just the tiniest moment of left hand. Oh yeah, I guess if you're nervous, that might be a place where a lot of breaks happen.
And now that I look at it again, right after seeing DT1 last night in played in qualifiers, this is actually really similar because I'm pretty sure DT2, the qualifiers DT2 also has that like bit of a bursty part.
Yeah, burst into double into burst, yeah.
And then into the AR. This is 10.1. We don't want to go 10.3 right off the bat, especially that since we're not going above 10.3 with 3WC.
So Grand Finals will also stay 10.3, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be looking at semis and onwards being 10.3. But obviously still above 10 for all DT1s.
Fair enough.
If people want it, obviously we could go like a bit higher for finals and grand finals and introduce 10.3 a bit earlier on. But I
guess
don't
it depends on the feedback.
Yeah, depends on the feedback.
Fair enough. Moving on to DT2.
I did indeed pick both VTuber maps.
Fucking simp. This one's the stamina-ish map, right? Yeah, it is.
And some bursts not. When you say realistic, you don't expect this type of map actually.
Yeah, that's true.
I think realistic is just a higher beam.
I think this is this is also just a map that like Some people may think it's too easy, but that's probably because they're above the stamina threshold or speed threshold for this, right? If you're above, this is pretty simple. If you're below, you're gonna struggle a lot, especially when keeping a stat type of map, I'd say. This ending part as well, a bit more intense in the burst. Playing Nosue is a gimmick. So true.
True. Let's do like super basic DT skill sets out of the way. The two remaining DT maps will be a bit more gimmicky, I guess you could say. I'm gonna start off with DT3 being... A lot of people will say alt DT. I prefer saying speed alt map.
Yeah, I think there's a longer burst in like the middle-ish, but this is mostly this like alt with some speed requirement as well. It's 285, so the bursts that are there are quite fast.
As shown by our dear Malteser, this is a single tap map.
Oh yeah, I mean, he is single tapping, right? Imagine me saying it's an old map and then Malteser just single tapping.
Laser is the thing, it's 285.
Yeah. The human body is not built for 285 single tap. However, Malteser does not care. I think the longer burst is about to come. It's like pretty long, but like if you know it's coming and you're not incredibly uncomfortable with that map, it's probably fine. There it is. I know, 16 notes?
I think that was 11 actually. I'm gonna look at it in the editor.
Yeah. Didn't count too long. I stopped counting after 10. After that, it's just a death stream, you know? Feel me?
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly just like, well, alt if you're not a speed demon, single tap if you're a speed demon.
Oh, that is indeed 16.
Yeah, 285. But yeah, I'm probably comfortable actually for couple of the roster that just have those little speed demons in them.
Which honestly is not that rare in the current age of Osu.
Yeah, very true.
And now DT4
yes,
will
there's
be
a pool, by the way.
The gimmicky, techie, modern map.
Yeah. I think you're planning to make this slot like higher on later stage, but I think this is like AR8 still, right?
This one is AR8, but yeah, because of this map, this slot being the more modern type, and being really, what's the word for it?
Finger control type of thing?
Now there's like not that many maps for this slot.
Oh, like just cursor control, finger control type of thing.
Yeah.
Very awkward. Yeah. This one...
There's not that many maps, so what I like doing is DT1 obviously the highest AR, just having that like consistency.
Yeah.
And then DT2, DT3 keep that a bit on the lower end to allow a bit more freedom when trying to find a map in this slot.
Yeah, it's
so you will see a bit higher AR in the later pulls when the maps do get a bit harder.
Yeah, this one definitely on the finger control type of thing. I see a lot of doubles, see a lot of these like triple double kind of stuff, or like triple double burst or double type of thing. So definitely need to be comfortable to control your fingers at this BPM for this type of map. I think this is the map that will get banned by teams that are not too comfortable with DT. Because I think everything else can be to some extent cheesed or like mashed. This one is like, I guess, the skill check in terms of DT.
Yeah, this goes really in depth when you consider DT skill sets. Like, the skill set that not that many people who can play DT have.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you can play DT, if you do have the speed for it, you're able to somewhat play the map, but obviously it's a more specific skill.
Yeah. I mean, I can see some players that are just like speed players in general, just being able to play this simply because they have the speed. But I think if you don't have the speed, it's just like hard to, you're just locked out of getting a good score in this. But yeah, definitely harder map. But still, should feel fair. I think we should move on to the free mod pool now.
And now going into the free mod pool, starting off with a more aim-oriented map. However, this circle size 3.3.
Oh yeah, I've seen this map.
Yeah,
This map is
barely over 4 with Hard Rock.
Yeah, this map is quite tough on both mods. Very easy to shitness. The angles are all like not comfortable.
It's the type of map I would like to put in Hidden One. However, the circle size is the circles are quite big, so it's not gonna be that comfortable.
Yeah, I think this map in particular fits free mod the best because I feel like even though it's aim, it adds equally as much to Hidden and Hard Rock. On Hard Rock, you just have the extra aim requirement, with it being a little bit awkward, and in Hidden, it's just really awkward. It's very shit-missy.
Also, AR 9.3, so it won't be that big of a double if you're gonna pick Hidden on it, assuming you won't get thrown off by the really big circles.
Yeah.
It is 3.3 for no mod. Obviously, due to the tournament being a bit like really restricted in terms of the player base, the free mod rules are quite lax. You just need 2 mods in general. You don't need 2 unique mods.
Oh, so you can just go double Hard Rock and whatever.
Double Hard Rock, double Hidden.
Oh, what madman goes double Hidden?
Teams that are bad at Hard Rock.
True. I think that's a difference from last year, though. I'm pretty sure last year was 1 Hidden, 1 Hard Rock, right?
Yeah, last year you were required to have unique mods.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the changes this year.
Yeah, this year we just went a little bit more relaxed with the rules. Obviously, like smaller teams allowed, like 4-player teams, countless roster, 3 mod rules being adjusted. So that would allow a few more players to play the game, pretty much.
Yeah, I think this is one map that I can see different mod combinations being chosen. I think certain rosters will just go double Hard Rock, and maybe certain rosters will just go double Hidden. Will some madman go easy? Perhaps.
Ataraxia, obviously.
It's time
Do
to
keep in mind that the 1.75 is less than a normal difficulty.
Yeah. Still more than, I would say it's still more than most tournaments give. I think most tournaments are just like on 1.5.
I think you mean Game of 3 Ataraxia, because how I'm sorting the pools right now, the maps in the mod pools that go in the 3 slot are the old maps. So Hidden 3 was like AR8, Hard Rock 3 CS 6.5, DT3 was the K on speed map, and in free mod obviously the CS5 AR8.
Old maps are FLGs. Is there any actually like notorious easy player playing I don't remember anymore.
I was about to say Bartek, but he's 2-digit.
Ah, I guess
Yeah,
there's no.
You keep thinking of this as like open rank, but it's just barely not.
Yeah. Either way, moving on to Fremont 2. Oh yeah,
Classic.
yeah, that's just very classic Fremont pick, right? Like AR9, high BPM, CS4, and like low OD as well. I think this is OD7, isn't it?
No, it's OD9, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, what the hell? Alright. For some reason, whenever I think of these types of older maps,
Yeah, like AR9, OD7.
yeah, it's just the classic, right?
Yeah, I don't remember if this was in the school. It might have been, honestly.
So many sets of this, it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah, I picture like almost every Renard map with this background even, or like a similar background, have been used multiple times in tournaments.
I mean, they just offer themselves up really well for certain slots, so I'm not surprised people just, use it. Like, if given the opportunity, why not just use it, right?
Apologies in advance as well for the lower representation of other mods in Fremont, as all the replays were hard rock. I did ping asking for hidden replays, no one responded.
Yeah, everyone hates it, understandably so.
Yeah, I guess my entire playtesting and replay player base is not a hidden player. As we did have problems getting hidden replays as well.
Yeah. Need to get some hidden players, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
At Yoke's fine.
1985? Okay. Some Bezier sliders. Really showing off how old the map is.
Yeah, it's just a like old style Renard map, right? I don't think this is unexpected at all.
2011. I'm expecting a lot of breaks on that circle pattern. The top diff of this is actually OD8, so it goes down in OD.
Yeah, it's like the Newton maps of like Mason Boot Girl, where like the R is 8 on the lowest diff and it just goes to 7 and then 6. Quite funny to see. Yeah, Fremont 3, CS5, AR8.
The final map of the standard pool.
Yep, so not without the one tiebreaker. Are you planning to do just like last year, where you started off with one tiebreaker always and then went to 2 tiebreakers, or it's just gonna be
No, we're gonna just keeping it at 3 tiebreakers the entire tournament.
Oh, okay. Okay, is it 3?
No, I mean 1. My brain.
Yeah, right, because I remember like quickly glancing.
Yeah, every pool will be this exact size. 6 normals, 3 hidden, 3 hard rock.
Oh, so no
DT,
no pool changes until like at all.
Yeah, there was gonna be pool changes between quarterfinals and semifinals, but we had to make round of 16 and quarterfinals bigger. So I'm just staying like this.
Alright, so grand finals also is gonna have this size.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, Identified 3, a classic once again.
Yeah. I think most people by now know this map.
Yeah. A bit streamier and low BPM, which is pretty much what was needed in the stream mode, with Fremont 1 being the aim map and Fremont 2 being bursty speed, but not exactly like stream heavy. Yeah, a lot of 17 node streams and of course lower BPM.
I think this is also. I think this is a map that accepts the teams that are just not very comfortable at hard rock. Will just go to hard rocks always.
Or hard rock easy.
Oh my god. We are going to easy choose.
We are going to easy choose.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot more people are comfortable on hard rock on this compared to hidden.
Oh, don't miss that last note, by the way. There's a note under the kick slider.
Oh, don't you will miss the last note.
And now into the tiebreaker. It will be a little bit of extra mode. Bit of a classic, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Everyone knows this map, but you don't see it in tournaments that often, at least nowadays.
Probably, like, I feel like this is probably one of the maps that when people became aware of it, everyone used it in a tournament. And then people realized, wait, this is really overused, let's stop using it. And then it just got stopped used for no reason.
Also because it's more of a mix of skill sets. Like tech and aim with some high BPM burst, or high 195 burst. And a lot of tournaments use 3 tiebreaker now. So this map doesn't really fit in. At least in my opinion. While playtesting, Bartek did mention that he did play this when he was a 4-digit in a tournament.
It's been a while ago.
Yeah, that was like 2016, which is full quality back then compared to now is a little bit questionable. Pools back then were Hippo Cup pools, but not as insane, basically. Like more about promoting maps.
Yeah, this map is just very, very fun tiebreaker, and it just does tiebreaker stuff. Like, it's not really tech, but it's like kind of tacky, right? You have these slider jumps and some sort of rhythm complexity, but it's still mostly aim. So it combines those skills nicely, I would say, for a tiebreaker. So it's not just brain dead jumps, but it's also got some other stuff to it.
Yeah, on top of just being not brain dead jumps, it's also very straining on the aim.
Yeah.
Especially with a bunch of parts like this one.
Yeah, this one is just like, it's very easy to just miss aim one of the things because it's overlapping. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess the song as well is just nice. But yeah, it's as just mentioned, mostly aim, some strain on certain parts and other aspects, but yeah, should make for a good tiebreaker. I don't think too many FCs are expected on this map in a tournament setting after a long and straining best of 11. This is probably the part where people will also just slider break, because the map just doesn't really stop. So at some points you just lose a little bit of focus or miss aim, slider very slightly, and just miss something silly. Or maybe everyone will just FC, who knows? Hoping to see many matches go to tiebreaker, which I don't think is completely unreasonable as well. Thinking about the matchups that we have already in round of 16, some very spicy stuff. There it is, the unfortunate slider break. I think Nick has gone to attend other duties, so I'll just be commentating a little bit more. Fortunately, it is last map of the pool. But yeah, that was the entire pool. I think pool should be on the sheet very soon. I think schedules, if they haven't been updated already, they will be updated very shortly and should also be on the sheet soon. Yeah, that's it for the showcase. I'm assuming matches will get streamed already. So yeah, make sure to practice the pool. Stay tuned for the streams on the weekend, and good luck, have fun, gamers. This has been a 3-digit World Cup qualifiers results and Mappool showcase. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and yeah, good luck to all the players. See you around.